Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob Johnson with the Straga Media Network, coming to you from deep in Marlborough Township at Marlington High School, the home of the Dukes. Lady Dukes tonight, as we have a big-time battle tonight, a prime-time battle, a battle between the Lady Dukes of Marlington and the Lady Quakers of Salem. I'm joined tonight by my sidekick, John Taggart. We've got Jack Horn behind me as well. And welcome, guys.
Good evening.
So, I'm really excited about this matchup, John.
Not only is it an EBC showdown for the all-out title if Marlington wins tonight, or a share of the title if Salem wins, but it's also just a powerhouse matchup. In the state of Ohio, the Lady Dukes are ranked 13th, Salem's 40th. They're both in D2. Marlington's ranked 3rd in Division 2. Salem's at 13th. And then in the region, the Youngstown region, Marlington's 1st, and Salem's right behind them at 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a battle of two powerhouses right now, and they've been on a collision course for a while. I mean, Marlington's had some serious tests along the way. We were here for Tusky Valley, which was a battle.
And then we were here for their only loss against Camfield, where they lost with 0.2 seconds left, 49-48 against Camfield, and that was their only loss of the year.
Well, and we've had quite a bit of an opportunity to chase these at least Marlington anyways, as they've really run through a tough schedule.
Salem comes in, there's no slouch either. They rarely lose two. They're at 14-2. Marlington's 13-1. The last loss Salem had was a heartbreaker to the Lady Leopards, 37-36.
Well, and I had the opportunity to get the highlights from that game, and from our friends over at Lady Leps on Facebook. We have a little inside source with that, but that was a game where Courtney Barwick really, it was a team effort to keep, but at the end of the game, Courtney Barwick kind of buried some free throws. They stole the ball and won in that fashion. So, I mean, that was a tough loss for Salem. They had to, I don't even know if it was 5 seconds that they lost the game by. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, it's interesting, the matchups, as Marlington's pretty balanced throughout the group with, multiple scores, with Maria Warner, who's a senior, Elizabeth Mason, who's definitely a second-half scorer, Chelsea Avanich, and then you got the Rugbird Queen with Ava Collins.
The defensive terror.
Yeah. And you can't forget about Lexi Miller, because if you leave her open, she's going to nail it.
Oh, yeah. Marlington prides themselves in hitting the open threes, getting the open threes, making that extra pass, and then just playing lockdown defense. They're just really good at, shutting that opposing team down.
Well, and I know that you've studied them a little bit better than I have. On the Salem side, they have a pretty good group as well.
Yeah, they have a very good defensive team that likes to get after it, and they like to steal, couple steals, couple blocks. It's pretty much strength on strength here. So,
and your key players on the Salem side appeared to be Lauren Barton, Abby Davidson, and Cameron Roan. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. We've got about a minute here as they're getting ready to announce the starting lineups. We're waiting for our official lineups.
Yeah, and while we wait, both teams actually came off 2 wins. Salem, they won Wednesday night 53-37, pretty convincingly over Carrollton, but Carrollton's a pretty good program. They're 11-6 right now. And then Monday, Marlington won 51-49 against Chippewa, which, if you don't know, Chippewa is 4th in Division Division III in the state, and they are at 13-4 now. And then both teams after tonight, Saturday, have a huge matchup. Salem plays Ursuline, who's 13th, and they're 10-6, and then Marlington plays the Lady Leps, who are 9-6.
Wow, and we'll have that game here on the Stragan Media Network, which I think that'll be a pretty good battle as well. So we're going to take a step back, let them get the pregame ceremonies over with. We've got the national anthem and the announcement from the press table for the starting lineups. So we'll be back here in just a second, and we'll be right back. The Stragan Media Network.
Coaches and officials are guests of Marlington High School. In keeping with the ideals of good sportsmanship, we ask that you please treat them with respect. Now we invite you all to stand. Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats. We turn our attention to the northeast wall of the gymnasium and our flag. We honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Now for today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Salem Quakers, coached by Sarah Hamilton Phillips, assisted by Renee Drager, George Mack, Eric Bailey, and Sierra Day. Number 1, Zoe Reed. Number 3, Cammie Rome. Number 10, Riley Hutton. Number 14, Abby Davidson. And number 21, Lauren Barton. And now, for the starters for your Marlington Lady Duke. Number 11, a junior, Chelsea Everett. Number 4, a senior, Lexi Miller. Number 30, another senior, Elizabeth Mason. Senior number 1, Maria Warner. And finally, number 15, senior, Ava Collins.
And our lineups are set. We've got, for Salem, we've got number 1, Zoe Reed, a senior. Number 3, Cammie Rome, a senior. Number 10, Riley Hutton, a junior. Number 14, Abby Davidson, a senior. And number 21, Lauren Barton, a junior. Starting for Marlington, you've got number 1, Maria Warner, a senior. Number 4, Lexi Miller, a senior. Number 11, Chelsea Advantage, a junior. Number 15, Ava Collins, a senior. And number 30, Elizabeth Mason, a senior. As Salem gets the tip, she's going to drive down the lane for 3. No good. Rebounded Salem. She's going to try to pass it off, and it's going to be a kick by Maria Warner.
Right out of the gate, Ava Collins playing defense had somebody already go head over heels.
She only knows one speed, and that's 1,000,000 miles an hour. So nice steal
steal.
by Advantage. She's going to push the other way up the floor to Mason, and
Little
it's
too
going to go
much
out of
there.
bounds. Just a little bit long. So Salem will inbound, and Marlington comes out in a press. And as Salem breaks the press, she's going to drive, gets it underneath the hoop, layup, good. That's going to be Reed with the bucket. Zoe Reed, a senior. As Warner will bring it across the timeline. She's going to dribble left. She's trapped. Gets it off to Lexi Miller. She has the ball stolen from behind. As Ava Collins comes up, almost gets to her. Salem going to dribble, drives, kicks to the corner. Fakes, shoots. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Salem. Reverse layup, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds. Last touched by Chelsea Advantage. And just like that, we've got another track meet, John.
Yep.
So Hutton gets it out top to Davidson. Davidson back to Hutton. She's going to get it to Barton. Back out top. We're going to give it off to Rome, who gives it back to Ed Davidson on the wing. Rome's going to fake, and
kick ball.
she's going to kick it out of bounds off the leg of Elizabeth Mason. So Salem will inbound into the backcourt. 6:21 in the first quarter. Over on the wing, kicks it inside to Hutton. She's going to spin, kicks it back out. That's going to be to Rome, back to Hutton. Back to Rome, to Barton. Inside to Hutton. She has it knocked away. It's going to be retrieved by Hutton. Excuse me, I got the numbers backwards here. Davidson resets the offense. Inside to Rome, dumps it down low.
There's Ava Collins on the floor.
And we're going to have a jump ball. Nice hustle by Ava Collins as the Marlington Dukes will get the ball. And Warner will bring it up the backcourt. She's going to be guarded by Barton. Gets it off to Collins. Collins gives it to Mason. Mason's going to drive. Dishes off to Warner. Cross court to Miller. She loses it. Gets it back. Dribbles. And they're going to get her for double dribble.
Yep.
She's trying to argue that she had it knocked away, but the referee is not having it. So Salem will get the ball. And Davidson will inbound. She gets it to Rome.
Oh, tipped away.
And it's going to be tipped out of bounds. And Salem will retain possession. Sitting down will be Reed. And we got a drive. Takes to the hoop. No good. Rebounded.
Jump
and we're going
ball.
to have another jump ball. Checking into the ball game is Riley Flickinger. Riley, a junior. Pass inside. Shot up. Off the rim. No good. Nice
save.
Nice play by Ava Collins to tap it to her teammate
Down
Miller. Up the floor to Collins. Back to Miller. Warner's going to reset. Dribbles. Spins. Nice move, but she loses it as the Lady Quakers will come the other way. She looks, gets it over to Rome. Rome inside. Back out to Rome. Dumps it down low, and they're going to be out of bounds.
Both teams really just playing smothering defense.
They really are.
We're almost done with the first quarter, and it's 2-0.
4:29 left in this first quarter as Warner brings it across the timeline, guarded by Barton. Hands off to Mason to advantage. Over to the other side of Collins. To Warner, she's going to dribble, dishes off. Up top to advantage. Oh, and they're going to get a charge on advantage. She did push off. So Davidson will inbound. Gets it back. She's going to bring it up the timeline as Marlington's going to press. Gets it to Rome. She's double teamed. Shot up. Out of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Salem. Pulls up for three. Off the front of the rim. And they're going to get a foul. I believe that's on Flickinger. And yes, it is. That's her first foul of the ball game. So we're going to go up the floor to Miller. Gets it off to Warner. Warner looks, drives, kicks it to Collins for three. No good. And it's going to be rebounded by Flickinger, who gives it off. And they go up the floor. Rome dribbles, cross court to Davidson. She's going to dribble, drives down the lane, dishes it off to Flickinger. Back out top, pulls up for two, rims out. I'll tell you what, the way it's going, we could have a 2-0 ball game. Neither team can get one to go. Cross court to Collins for three. I'll tell you what, if Collins starts nailing those, they could be in trouble because they are leaving her wide open.
Right, but either team's having trouble right now getting it to fall for them.
So they're going to dish it out to Rome, back up top, down low to Flickinger. She's going to dribble, gets it back out. She's shot for three off the front of the rim, and it's going to be rebounded by Miller. Up to Mason, she's going to push. She pulls up for two, shot off the front of the rim. And we go back the other way as Hutton gives it to Davidson on the wing. She's asking him to come out and guard me, but Marlington's staying packed in to Davidson. She's going to spin, drives, takes it to the hoop, and she's fouled. Davidson will go to the free throw line and shoot two. They called that foul on Chelsea Advantage. That's her second foul.
Too early.
Yeah, 2:04 left in the first quarter, as the first one is no good. Still 2-0. Second shot, short. Davidson gets her own rebound, and we've got a jump ball. And there's that girl again, Ava Collins. So the Dukes will get the ball, and they're going to come up the floor, across the timeline. Oh, and Warner loses it, gets it back, gets it up to Collins, over to Advantage. She's going to dribble, drives, kicks it to the wing, and has it tapped out of bounds. And they're going to say last touched by Salem. So Warner will inbound. Into Mason, over to Advantage. She fakes, drives the lane, shot, and she's blocked. And it's going to be Out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to say it was off of Marlington. I thought Advantage threw it off of the Salem player, but
That's what it looked like from up here, but
the ref said it went off of Advantage's leg. So here comes the Quakers. And she loses it. There's Ava Collins up to Warner. She's going to get it knocked away, and it's right back to Salem. 1:23 in the first quarter. Out top to Rome. She dribbles right. Guarded tightly by Warner. To Hutton, into Rome. Back out to the wing to Davidson. Back on the wing to Rome. She's going to drive, kicks it out, and she traveled.
whew.
1:03 left in the first quarter as we are still at 2-0 Salem. If you'd have told me at the start of the game we'd be under a minute and only 2 points had been scored in this game, I'd have told you were crazy.
Well, I said it was going to be a showdown. I didn't say we were going to score a bunch of points.
So Advantage kicks it back out to Warner at top of the circle. She's going to dribble. Gets it over to Collins in the corner. To Advantage. 40 seconds. Back to Advantage. She dribbles. Down low to
Nice.
Collins. Shot up. No, and she
Good.
makes it. Sorry, I got shaded on that angle. So we have a tie ball game with 20 seconds as Davidson takes it to the hoop. Layup, and it's 4-2. Warner, she's going to push the other way. Gives it off to Mason. Back to Warner. Gets it to Advantage. She's going to dribble. Drives the lane. Kicks it down low to Collins. And it's no good. 4 seconds. Gets it to Flickinger. She's going to drive. Shot no good, and it's rebounded by the Dukes, and that's how we'll end the end of the first quarter. 4-2. Salem. We'll be back after this.
Life is tough.
The Straggett Media Network, a local broadcasting network specializing in weather, news, sports, musical guests, weddings, commercials, visual marketing graphics. Let us take your business, school, wedding, or event to the next level. The Straggett Media Network.
And we're back, folks. Start of the second quarter as the Lady Quakers lead 4-2 in a definite defensive battle. I want to welcome to the broadcast Tegan Evans. What's happening, Tegan?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So,
When I said they both had their defensive strengths, I wasn't kidding.
no, you were not. So back on the floor is Davidson, Hutton, Rome. Sorry, I'm shaded here.
steal.
And Warner steals it and knocked out of bounds. Reed and Marshall, her first time in the ball game.
Both teams struggling to hold on to the basketball so far.
So Advantage is going to dribble, fakes, kicks it over to Miller, who's going to pull for three, off the rim. And there goes Collins. She almost got it. I'll tell you what, that girl has every bit of hustle. She is the epitome of that one player you need on your team.
There she
Oh,
gets
there
steal.
she goes, stolen by Collins, gets it off to Mason. Mason's going to dribble off to Warner, layup, no good. Rebounded by Salem. 7:09 as Salem pushes the other way to Hutton. Shot up, no good. And it's going to be saved by Salem, but Elizabeth Mason bringing it the other way, knocked away. And saved on the other end as Rome will push the other way. Gets it off to the top, over to Davidson. Back to Barton for three. Bang! 7-2. Lady Quakers. 6:38 in the second quarter. Has advantage, will dribble. And they're going to get Barton for a blocking foul. She tried to beat her to the spot, but didn't quite make it.
And it happens sometimes when you're playing aggressive defense like this.
Yeah, you just get, if she got there, she just didn't get her feet set. But Mason will get the inbound to Collins. Warner will set it up, drives, gets it knocked away, and it's going to be last touched by Salem.
Ooh.
Wow.
I thought Evanich had that, but
yeah, head coach Sarah Hamilton Phillips does not like that.
And we're going to get a timeout. I see the refs are challenging both head coaches so far in this first half.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to take a step away for just a moment, and we'll be right back.
You like spending time with your family, but have you planned for when that is not possible? Guiley & Guiley provide affordable estate planning protecting you and your family. Our experience is your solution. Guiley & Guiley.
And we're back. We're here at Marlington with the Strega Media Network. I'm Rob Johnson, joined by John Taggart, Tegan Evans, and our main man, Jack Horn. So Marlington will inbound. Elizabeth Mason gets it to Collins. Collins back over to Mason. She's going to dribble. She's going to drive, gets it off to Maria Warner, who shoots off the rim. And Salem's going to come back the other way with it. Davidson to Hutton to Rome. Marlington in a 2-3 defense. In the middle to Barton. Gets it over to Rome on the wing. Back to Barton, to Hutton. And she'll score. That's going to make it 9-2. 5:40 in the second quarter. They are definitely challenging on the three-point line right now for Marlington shooters. So Warner's going to drive, takes it to the hoop, layup,
Good.
Rolls in. 9-4, 5:18, second quarter. As Davidson will dribble, kicks it to the top, to Rome, to the wing, back out top. Ooh, almost thrown out of bounds, but saved by Barton. Hutton gets it over to Rome, down low, back out to the wing. Dribbles. Gets it over to Davidson on the opposite wing. She's going to get a pick. Pulls up for three. Back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Miller. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession goes to Marlington. And checking back into the ball game for Salem will be Riley Flickinger. And sitting down will be Zoe Reed. So Warner will walk it up the backcourt. Gets it to the wing to Miller. Over to Advantage. Dribbles, spins, loses it. Picked up by Warner, and she's going to be fouled. They're going to call a push on Barton for Salem. That's going to be Barton's second foul of the ball game. I'll tell you what, this Salem team is very strong defensively as they are face guarding these Marlington shooters. Warner gonna dribble, drives, takes it to the hoop, layup, no good. And Salem will push the other way up the floor to Hutton. She's gonna drive, shoots, air ball, no good. Rebounded by Advantage to Warner, up to Collins. Collins is gonna dribble, dishes it off to Lexi Miller. She's gonna fake. Back out top to Warner, dribbles. Oh, nice pass underneath to Collins. Back out to Warner for three. Bang!
There you go.
9-7. Salem with 3:38 left in the first half. As Rome will dribble to Hutton. Davidson fakes. Back out to the top of the circle to Rome. Davidson dribbles, drives, shoots. No good. Flickinger will be blocked by Advantage, and then Davidson picks up the mess and lays it in. So 11-7 with 3:12 left in the first half. And Elizabeth Mason will bring it up the floor. She's going to drive. She dropped it off to Miller. Shoots. No good. Rebounded by Advantage. And she's going to lose it, and Salem will get it. Up the floor to Barton.
A little too much there.
Yeah, just a little long.
Well, you see what happens when Salem gives just a little bit. I'm not even talking a lot, just a little bit of breathing room for the Dukes. They hit the three.
So sitting down will be Warner. Coming into the ball game for the Dukes will be Allie Gill. She is a sophomore. Collins up top to Advantage. Backs it down. Turns. Gives it off to Gill. Gill back to Advantage. Spins. Shoots. Good. 11-9 with 2:17 left in the first half. Tell you what, we're still battling away. If you'd have told me here late in the second quarter we were only 11-9, I know these are good defenses, but that's some pretty low numbers offensively. Shot up, no good. Mason almost gets it knocked away. Gets to Miller, back to Mason in the backcourt. Across the timeline, dribbles, drives. Collins to Miller. Mason's gonna spin, she's gonna drive, and she's gonna be fouled. So Mason will go to the free throw line. She'll shoot 2. The foul was on number 20. That's Riley Flickinger. That's her second foul of the ball game. First shot is good. 1:37 left in the first half. We got a 1-point ball game, folks. And we knew these two teams were going to battle, and they haven't disappointed yet. Second shot. It's good. 11-11 tie ball game. As Mason has 2 points. As Davidson gets trapped in the corner. And they're going to give Salem a timeout.
Ooh.
And Marlington's coach is not happy. Coach Tadulis thought it was a jump ball that the refs kind of lagged a little bit on the whistle, but you can only argue so much or you get that magical technical.
Right. Coach Phillips of Salem really called that, at the very last second there. But
she sure did. That was an excellent play. I will have to say that was the right call.
Yeah, I think a second longer would have been a jump ball.
Yep. So Miller, Advantage, Collins, Mason, and Warner Barton, Hutton, Rome, Davidson, and Reed back on the floor for Salem. Davidson dribbles over to Hutton. As Marlington still in the 2-3 to Hutton. Rome's going to dribble. The circle. Oh, we just. Into Davidson. She's going to lose it. Up to Miller. Up the floor. And Warner's going to give it off to Collins. Back to Warner. It's getting very physical out here, folks.
30 seconds.
Mason going to dribble, drive, spins. Gets back to Warner. She's going to kick it off to Advantage. Who's going to fake, drive, shoots. Off the rim, no good. She gets her own rebound. Back out top to Warner. 17 seconds left in the first half. Advantage. Going to back down, spins, gives it off to Warner. Looks to Collins, to Mason. She's going to drive, back to Collins for three.
Deep.
No good. She had a good look at it. Shot. Actually, that was a pass. I thought she was going deep on that one. So we've got a tie ball game here, 11-11, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Life is tough. At Notre Dame, Ohio State, and in my life thereafter, I've had to walk through situations that were as challenging as it gets. A large part of my ability to overcome the challenges were the determination and toughness I learned as a leopard athlete. Your challenge today is tough. They want to push you around and take what's yours. Fight hard and rise to the challenge to show yourself that in years to come, that as your life gets hard, you have the intestinal fortitude to overcome. For many years, you have trained and practiced for this moment. And show what you got.
The Straggett Media Network, a local broadcasting network, specializing in weather, news, sports, musical guests, weddings, commercials, visual marketing graphics. Let us take your business, school, wedding, or event to the next level. The Straggett Media Network.
You like spending time with your family, but have you planned for when that is not possible? Guiley & Guiley provide affordable estate planning protecting you and your family. Our experience is your solution. Guiley & Guiley.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
All right, we're back, folks, as we are here at Marlington High School, home of the Dukes, deep in the heart of Marlboro Township, with an 11-11 tie ball game as we're getting ready for the start of the third quarter. And, man, what a defensive battle, guys.
Well, both teams really playing to their strengths, with the defensive end. And, credit the Quakers here of Salem for really driving the Lady Dukes off the three-point line, because that's where their sweet spot is. They gave Warner a slight window, and she took it and she hit that three. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet from three-point line from both sides, really.
Wow, and Salem, they're a very strong rebounding team, too. It seems like on the offense, they're very strong, especially on the offensive end. They get multiple opportunities. They just haven't had it fall, and neither has the Lady Dukes. Lady Dukes had plenty of looks at it in the first half. They just couldn't get them to go.
Yeah, and I mean, credit the defense. Abby Davidson, Riley Flickinger. I mean, them two, Cammie Rome. Those ladies, they know how to shut it down.
Well, let's get you the stats here.
I mean, not too much to talk about offensively. Like I said, Warner has 5 points. She has that one big three. And then Evanich has 2, Collins has 2, and Mason has 2 from her 2 foul shots. Over for Salem, Zoe Reed has 2. Abby Davidson has 4, leading her team. Lauren Barton has 3, and Riley Hutton has 2. And that's it. It's been a defensive battle. A lot of steals, a lot of rebounds, a lot of selfless plays.
A lot of good traps. A lot of good, solid, in-your-face defense.
I mean, the Lady Dukes started off in their full court press, which they love to play. And, the Quakers doing their best of trapping the Dukes. And
well, I'll tell you what, once they dropped back into that 2-3 in their half-court defense, it seemed like the Quakers struggled a little bit more on offense. So
yeah, there's a lot of ball handling issues in the first half here, I think. So I want to see if both teams, on both sides, can kind of hold on to the rock a little bit more and not turn it over as much.
Well, it seemed like they were a lot of times on both ends of the floor. It seemed like whether it was the guard bringing it up the floor or somebody dribble, and somebody seemed to be picking their pocket from behind. So.
And I want to see what the Lady Dukes did to adjust the second half to get Warner, Mason, and Miller open from 3 in the second half to kind of open this game up. And then,
well, we know Mason's a second half player.
Oh yeah, she always, every game we cover, she's a second half.
So
and, yeah,
we've got about 34 seconds before the second half starts here. So we're going to take a breather. We're going to stay here, but we'll tip off in just a few seconds. Well, here we go, guys. As Salem will inbound, you've got Davidson, Rome, Hutton, Martin, and Reed, Collins, Advantage, Miller, Mason, and Warner. So Hutton will dribble, cross court to Rome, up top to Barton, into Davidson, back into Davidson, out top for 3, short, no good, rebounded by Advantage. Warner pushes up the floor to Collins, to Miller, back out top to Warner. Seems like Marlington slowed the pace down a little bit more defined. Advantage is going to be double team. Fakes, cross the court, into the corner to Collins. Back out top to Miller. To the top of the circle to Warner. Collins on the wing. Miller, she's going to dribble, drives, takes it to the hoop, layup, no good. Rebounded Salem. She's going to give it over to Davidson up the floor. And Hutton's going to bring it back out top over to Davidson on the wing. Davidson inside to Rome. She's going to turn, loses the ball. And there's Marlington again. Back and forth, just like we started the first quarter. Down the floor to Collins. She's going to dribble, gives it off to Advantage. Drives, kicks it out top. Shot for three. Off the rim, no good. And it's going to be saved by Salem. Hutton off to Rome. Over to Davidson on the wing. Back out top to Rome, guarded by Warner. Cross inside to Reed. Back out top to Rome on the wing. The top of the circle to Davidson. She's going to back it out. Dribbles, drives, takes it down the lane. Shot up. And good. 13-11. Salem. 5:42. Third quarter. As Warner's going to dribble. Shot. Off the rim. No good. Rome with the rebound. Hutton for three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound at Salem. Oh, and
jump ball.
Nice play by Ava Collins, who grabs the ball. The Salem player brought the ball down, and you don't do that with Ava Collins around. Warner across the timeline, gives it off to Collins. Collins to Mason, fakes, dribbles. Gonna drive down the lane. Gets it off to Miller. To Collins for three. No good. To the corner for three. Bang! 16-11. Lady Quakers. 4:48. Third quarter. Warner's gonna spin. And it's gonna be a kick by Davidson. So the Lady Dukes will retain possession. So the pass into Advantage. She's going to be double teamed. Picks up her dribble, out to Warner. Off to Advantage. Turns. Almost stolen. Layup no good. Davidson pushing the other way. Long pass up the floor to Hutton. And she's going to be blocked. Wow. They're going to get Miller for the foul. And they're going to say she got her on the elbow. Actually, they gave that foul to Ava Collins. So the first shot is good. 17-11. That'll be Hutton's third point of the ball game. And her fourth. Checking back into the game is Flickinger. And Reed will sit down. Warner gives it off to Collins. Out to Mason. Mason's going to drive. Here she goes. Layup. No good, but she's fouled. So she will go to the free throw line. And I think Elizabeth has decided it's Elizabeth Mason time.
Yeah, this is about the time, middle way through the third quarter.
That foul will be on Hutton. That's her first foul. First shot. It's good. Gonna make it 18-12. That's gonna be Mason's third point. Second one is good. So Lady Dukes come out in the full court press. Pass up the floor, they break the press. 3-on-1 and layup. 20-13. Quakers. That was a nice move by the Lady Quakers to break the press. There's only one way to do it. Fast passing and stolen by Salem. Davidson gonna fake. Dumps it down low to Flickinger, and it's good. We got our largest lead of the night, 22-13. Salem, as Maria Warner pushes the other way. Back out to Collins, to Miller, to Warner. Warner spins, gets it off to Collins.
Almost loses it there.
And Marlington coach wants a timeout. He's seen something. So we're going to step away for just a few seconds, and we'll be back.
You like spending time with your family, but have you planned for when that is not possible? Guiley & Guiley provide affordable estate planning protecting you and your family. Our experience is your solution. Guiley & Guiley.
We're back, folks. 22-13. Salem leads. 3:05 left in the third quarter. As Marlington will inbound here in just a second. We've got advantage, Warner, Collins, Miller, and Mason. Hutton, Davidson, Rome, Flickinger, and Barton for the Quakers. Mason to inbound. Gets to the backcourt to Collins. Up to Mason. Mason's going to dribble. Gives it off, and she threw it away. And we're going to get an over and back.
Yeah, the Lady Dukes need to tighten up this second half here before it gets away on them.
2:57. Oh, and there we go.
Still.
Oh,
that's got to be.
They didn't get it.
Wow.
And they're going to get the Dukes with a foul. They're going to get Maria Warner with a push. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I thought that was a clear cut.
I don't know how they got out of that one.
Well, I think the referee on this side of the floor was shielded from it. And the second referee was on this side in the corner. So Hutton's going to dribble to the top of the circle, over to Davidson on the wing. Dribbles back out top, over to Hutton, who loses it. Warner going to grab it, gives it off to advantage.
Fast break.
And she's going to pull it up, wait for her teammates. To Miller, going to dribble, back to advantage. Advantage, going to dribble, spins. Takes it to the hoop. Shot, no good. And advantage gets her own rebound to Miller. Over to Warner. To Collins. Collins going to give it off to Warner. Gives it to advantage. Advantage going to back down, takes it to the hoop. Layup, good, and the foul.
There.
That's a way to get yourself back in the ball game. That'll be Advantage's fourth point.
I'll tell you what, that was a lot of work for 2 points.
Well, hopefully she can make this free throw and they'll make it a 3-point play. That foul was on Davidson for Salem. And it's good. That'll give Advantage 5 and the Lady Dukes 16. And
oh,
they're going to call Barton for the foul. Salem threw it away. Mason grabbed it. Was going to turn, and the Quakers trying to get it back. Fouled Elizabeth Mason. So we're going to get an inbound here at midcourt. Warner with 1:57 left in the third quarter. Going to dribble. Spins. Off to Collins. Collins to Miller. To Warner. Warner back to Miller. Fakes. Drives. Takes it to the hoop. Shot no good. And they're going to say last touch by Salem. So Marlington keeps the ball. And they'll inbound on the baseline. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Out to Mason. Dumps it off to Advantage. Nice shot. 22-18. We got 4-point ball game. And here comes the press. Long pass to Flickinger. Back out top. And Davison will reset. Over to Barton on the wing. Into Davidson. She's going to try to drive, and she's fouled. They're going to shoot two. That foul is going to be called on Ava Collins. That's her second of the ball game. Shot. Rims out, no good. 1:07, third quarter. In a packed house here at Marlington. Again, I'm Rob Johnson with Straga Media Network. Shot.
Good.
Good. That'll make it 24-18. Again, I got John Taggart, Tegan Evans, and Big Jack Horn with me. So Collins is going to dribble, dumps it off to Miller, spins, back to Collins, looks, back to Miller on the wing. Miller into the corner. Stolen by Davidson.
Oh.
Retrieved by Rome. Up the floor to Davidson, and they're going to get Ava Collins trying to make a hustle play. Trying to do too much, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to get the foul. That'll be Ava's third foul. So Hutton over to Flickinger. And she's going to travel. Yeah, I was waiting to see if they were going to call that.
Yeah, it was kind of a delayed call there.
So advantage up to Collins. As Collins will bring it across the timeline. Mason to advantage to Collins. Back up top to Warner. She's going to dribble, drives, takes it down the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Hutton. And she's going to push the other way, and she's going to pull out and wait for her teammates. 8 seconds left in the third quarter. 23-18. Davidson to Hutton for three. Off the rim, no good, and that's going to be rebounded by Collins, and that's how we'll finish the third quarter. It's a track meet, folks. 23-18, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
We're back, folks. Start of the fourth quarter as the Lady Quakers lead the Lady Dukes 23 18. Again, this is the Straga Media Network. I'm Rob Johnson. I got John Taggart, Tegan Evans, and Big Jack Horn with me. So Hutton will inbound. Gets it into Davidson in the backcourt. She'll walk it up across the timeline. She's calling for the defense to come to her. And it's going to be stolen by Mason. Oh, and they're going to say it was off of Mason. And coach is asking for an explanation. And they're saying it went off of Mason's foot. So toss to the backcourt. Hutton's going to retrieve it. They give it off to Davidson. Davidson to Hutton. Spins. Attacks to Rome. Back out top to Davidson. To Rome on the wing. Cross court to Hutton. Oh, stolen by Warner.
Nice steal.
Up to Mason. Mason's going to drive. Fakes. No good. And it's going to stay with Marlington.
Yep, gonna stay here still.
Tapped out of bounds by Salem. A little stagnant there at the inbound. Into advantage. Hand off to Warner. Out to advantage. She fakes. She's going to dribble, drives, has it tipped away. Going the other way. Davidson. Nice lead pass to Hutton. No good. Rebounded by Davidson. She'll take it up and she'll be fouled. 2 shots. Looks like they got Warner. 7:01 left in the ball game. 23-18. As the Dukes need to start hitting some shots or they may be in trouble. Rims out, no good. Davidson helping the Dukes a little bit there. Second shot. Up and good. So that's going to make it 24-18 as Davidson has 8 and Warner will dribble. Kicks it over to Mason. Mason's going to drive and it's going to be tapped out of bounds. Nope. Saved by Collins, but retrieved by Salem. Hutton double teamed. Into Rome to Davidson on the wing. Pulls up. Gives it back out to Rome. Over to Hutton on the other side. To Barton. Drives baseline. Pulls up for 2. Bang. 26-18.
Starting to pull away here.
8-pipe ball game. Up to advantage. Gonna dribble. Dumps it off to Mason. She's gonna fake. Over to Collins. Pulls up for 2. Bang! 2-point shot. Gonna make it 26-20. 6-point ball game. With 6:04 left in the ball game. And Coach Tadulis wants to talk about it.
Yep, Ava Collins with 2 points in the first quarter and 2 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, she's on the floor for her defense. She's not necessarily the scorer they're looking for, but they may need her to do some of scoring here.
Yeah, they're kind of leaving her open.
Yeah, I think that they're kind of underestimating, and hopefully Ava can get it going because if she starts hitting these shots, Salem has to completely change their thought process on defense for these Dukes.
And that might leave Warner open.
Yep. Or any of the other three-point shooters. They can't double team with the extra person. So Salem to inbound. Marlington comes out in a full court press.
Ooh.
Almost.
Get there.
Yes. Hutton will push across the floor. Spins. Takes to the hoop. Blocked by Advantage. Nice play. Hutton had a clear shot to the hoop, and Advantage said no thank you. Out top to Hutton. Gets it into Rome. Back out top to Davidson. She's going to back it out. Over to Hutton. Hutton to Barton. In the lane. Underneath to Reed. It's going to be 28-20. Lady Quakers. Spins. Dumps it off to Advantage. Drives. Gives it off to Warner. Warner over to Collins. Pulls up for two. Off the rim. No good. Reed retrieves it for Salem. And they're going to get... And Salem, there's another strong call for a timeout by the Lady Quakers as Salem was about to lose the ball. And Coach Phillips said, let's
she's been pretty good with those timeouts both times. And right before disaster strikes for the Quakers, she's been on top of it.
So 5:06 left in this ball game. 28-20. Salem in the battle for the EBC. If Marlington can make a comeback, they hold serve and basically, for all intents and purposes, clinch the EBC.
Right, but points are coming at a premium here in this game.
And if Salem wins, they at least tie for the EBC at this point. So the ball inbounded, drives, blocked by Miller. That was a nice play by Lexi. So Davidson out top. Back to Davidson in the corner. Oh, almost stolen by Warner. Trapped by Marlington. Over to Barton. To Reed. Dumped off to Davidson, and she's going to be fouled. And I think that might be Collins' fourth foul.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it is. Waiting to see what shot is good. As that will give Davidson 9 points. Makes the score 29-20. As Flickinger will check back in and Reed will sit down.
Ava Collins still in.
Second shot. We've got a 10-point ball game. This is the first double-digit lead for either team. And Salem's pretty much led the whole way. I don't think Marlington's had the lead at all tonight. Over to Warner. Trap to Advantage. Nice pass. Backs it down. Double team. Strong move by Advantage. Rebounded by Collins. Out to Mason for three. Bang! 30-23. 4:15. Fourth quarter. Stolen by Advantage. To Mason. To Warner for three. Oh, rims out. Rebounded by Barton. Almost stolen by Collins. Up the floor. Hutchinson. Drives. Takes it to the hoop. Nope. Oh. And they're going to get Miller with the foul. That was a good call by the referee. Miller got her on the arm a little bit. As Davidson will shoot. Shot. 31-23. 3:59. And that gives Davidson 11. Make it 12. Tell you what, Davidson making her free throws is huge right now.
Right, that's really what's grew this lead.
So Warner gonna dribble, drives, kicks it to Miller for three. Short, no good. Rebounded by Advantage. Knocked away. Stolen by Warner. And up to Flickinger. Tell you what, the ball's just kind of bounced Salem's way tonight on these scrums. Davidson to Barton. Over to Davidson. Into the corner. Hutton's going to drive, shoots. No good. Rebounded by Hutton. She's going to have it knocked away. Stolen by Rome to Davidson. Backs it back out. Going to run some clock. Oh, it's stolen by Warner. Up the floor to Mason. To the layup. No good. And they're...
She get a foul there?
Yeah, she got hit in the face.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was a foul, but it's kind of a late call.
So Mason will go to the line. That foul is going to be on Flickinger. That's her fourth of the ball game. So Mason will shoot. Shot, good. Second shot. Shot up. Rims out. Retrieved by Davidson.
And
she's
off her
gonna,
foot.
Yep, she's going to dribble. Ball goes back to Marlington. 32-24. 2:52. Marlington needs to get points out of this possession.
Yep. Coming down to crunch time here.
So Mason gives off to Warner. Back to Mason. Dumps it into Advantage. And she's going to be fouled. I'll tell you what, it's interesting as soon as one of the Lady Dukes comes over to try and hand it off, they're just automatically dumping whoever they give the ball to. So maybe they ought to fake it and just keep it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So Collins to Warner. Back to Collins to Advantage. To Miller. Gonna fake. Gives it to Mason. To Advantage in the corner. Brings it back out. She's gonna drive. Dumps it. Stolen. Knocked away. Miller on the floor. Everybody's on the floor. I'll tell you what. Nobody's given up in this game. And they're going to say...
That's a foul.
And it looks like Rome will shoot a 1-and-1. So Marlington's in the bonus. Or actually Salem. So they will shoot a 1-and-1. We've got a little moisture on the floor. Coach was trying to make sure nobody gets hurt. That's a sportsmanlike move there. Even in a battle like this, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. So Rome will shoot. Shot no good. She stepped over the line when she shot. So no more shots, and
lucky break there for the Lady Dukes.
Up to Collins. Collins is going to push. Brings it back out. Gives it off to Warner. Warner going to dribble. Tacks. Out to Miller. To Advantage. Advantage is going to fake. Spins. Drives. Hoop. Layup. Good. 32-26. 1:57 left in this ball game, and the Lady Dukes come out in a full court press, and they're going to foul. That foul, was that Advantage? I'll check that. It was Mason. I'm a little bit shielded from the scoreboard on this side. It's hard to tell sometimes. Plus, I got shielded on the play. Shot, rims, and good. 33-26. That will be Hutton's 7th point of the ball game. Second one, it's good. Warner with the ball on the backcourt. 1:50 left in this ball game, 8-point game. Backs it back out.
Oh, she threw it away.
Davidson gets the ball. She's going to dribble, kicks it, stolen, knocked right back to Davidson. Over to Rome for 3. No good. Rebounded by Salem. Layup, and it's good. We got a 10-point ball game, 1:20 left in this game. Mason gets it to Miller, dribbles, takes to the hoop. She'll be fouled. It's been one.
I think Lady Dukes are going to have to forego driving it and just try to get some threes going here. There's only 1:13 left. I don't think they have time to really pass it around the...
No, they need to spread it out and try to find that open 3 right now, unfortunately. So Miller, shot. It's good. 36-27, 1:13 left in this ball game.
Surprisingly, that's her first point of the night.
Yeah, that's unusual. Second one is good as well. So Davidson will inbound for Salem. Collins guarding her, and we've got a timeout as she couldn't get the ball in. So we're going to stay right here, and I'll tell you what, the difference in this ball game right now is probably the free throw line, as Salem is making their free throws.
Yeah, Davidson leading the way with 12 points for him, mainly from the line.
100%. Well, and that's what leaders do, you know. Being the leader and a point guard, that's your job. You handle the ball. You make sure that the person that needs to have the shot gets it, and when it comes down to crunch time, you handle the ball. They're going to foul you. You make your free throws. So, she's doing her job.
And credit Salem's defense for really, all night chasing the Lady Dukes off that three-point line, making sure they can't get a shot off. They got one.
Yeah, they have. Well, even driving, anything, they are not giving them.
They are on their hip.
They're in their face. I will say, it's almost like they're leaving Collins out there kind of alone and using that extra person to double team the ball. Which is tough, but they haven't been able to get it to that open person every time. So Salem, stolen by Mason, takes it to the hoop, shot, and she's going to be fouled. That's okay, though, for the Lady Dukes. That's what they want. They want to be able to score points with the clock not moving.
Right.
So Mason, who's a good free throw shooter, will go to the line.
I believe that puts Salem in the bonus, does it not?
Yeah. So both teams in the bonus now. Mason, shot. That's good. 36-29.
Mason or Veins.
Second shot. Up. Good. 36-30. 1:11 left in this ball game as Hutchinson gets it into Rome. Back to Hutchinson.
Ooh.
Or Davidson, excuse me. That was 2 games ago. Rome, double team, trapped. Oh, stolen by Advantage. 58 seconds. Gets it over to Warner. She has it knocked away. Hutton up to Collins. Somebody needs to do something here because if they
running out of time.
Back out to Rome. And they're going to get Lexi Miller with a foul. 37.8 seconds left in this game, 36-30. And Rome will go to the free throw line. That's going to be the second foul on Lexi Miller. Shot. It's good. 37-30. That'll be Rome's third point. Second shot. Rims out, no good. Rebounded by Miller.
Have to
Up
hustle.
to Warner. Looking, long pass to Collins, off to Miller.
She's
To
gonna
Collins. Back to Miller. She's going to dribble. Shot, no good. Rebounded by Salem. And they're going to get her a foul. So Davidson will go back to the free throw line with 23.3 seconds left. That's going to, and they gave that foul to Advantage. That's her third. Shot is good. Second one, rims out, no good. Rebounded by Mason. She's going to push. Takes it all the way to the hoop. Back out top to Collins. Over to Advantage. Up for two. Shot good. So that'll be 12.6 seconds left. And it's going to be 38-32. Lady Dukes kind of need a miracle at this point.
Yeah. I mean, really, even kind of when they had open shots here in the fourth quarter, they really just wanted to force it down into the paint.
Well, sometimes when it's that easy for you during other games, you kind of, get into that mode where you just, it's just like second nature. So they'll, regardless of how we finish here, they'll learn from that. And these two teams, I believe, are they both in the same division?
Yes, they're both in D2.
So they very well could meet again in the playoffs.
With that, I have no doubt. Marlington right now is in first, and Salem's in third in the Youngstown region.
So the ball's going to be inbounded to Hutton, and she's going to be fouled. And if they call that on David Collins,
she fouls out.
So not sure who they called it on yet. So that's going to be Hutton at the free throw line. Shot up. It's good. 39-32 with 10.9 seconds left. They called that foul on Elizabeth Mason. That's her second. Second shot. It's good as well. 40-32 as Warner's going to push it up the floor. She's going to pull up for three. Bang! 3.7 seconds left. 40-35. Maria Warner with 8 points.
They're going to have to come up with 5 more to send us into overtime with 3.7 seconds left.
Yeah, I think that was a little too late, unfortunately. I hate to be pessimistic, but that's a tall task.
Yeah, even for the Lady Dukes.
Because you're in the bonus now, so the minute you foul, it goes to the free throw line to the other end of the floor. You definitely got to have some miracle shots set up. Although, never say never, You steal the ball down here and get a bucket, quick bucket, timeout. You never know. Two-possession game. Hope somebody brought their lucky rabbit's foot with them.
I'm sure the Dukes of Marlington are down there doing everything they can to will their team to a win.
So Miller, Collins, Warner, Advantage, and Mason. Flickinger, Barton, Hutton, Rome, and they're going to get a quick foul.
Very quick.
Only 0.6 seconds left or off the clock. So basically they need Hutton to miss the free throw, get a long pass, get a shot off, call timeout, and hope for another steal. Shot. It's good. If Hutton can make this pretty much puts it out of reach for the Lady Dukes. Second one. Off the rim, no good. Up to Advantage. Shot, no good. And that's how we're going to finish this ball game. 41-35. I'll take what?
Quakers split the series with the Dukes here.
So that puts them in a tie for the conference, if I'm correct.
Yes, that splits the EBC, and I think, we might be just looking at a district final rematch here.
Yeah, you're correct there, John. So I want to thank everybody for coming on. What's our stats look like, John?
Abby Davidson, she's got one shy of her number. She's got 13 points. Most, mainly made on the line there, as well as number 10, Riley Hutton, also made most of her points from the line. And then over with the Marlington Dukes, Evanich had 11. Warner had 8 with that big 3 in the second half, and Mason had 10. So kind of a low-scoring defensive game, but...
Well, defense wins championships, as we all know. So who's your player of the game?
Well, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Abby Davidson. They kept the ball in her hands, and she kind of kept the pace offensively. And when the game was on the line, when it got kind of close there, they made sure it was in her hands. So she went to the line and kind of spread the lead. The lead there.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. I'm going to go with Davidson as well. As when you're a point guard, that's your job, and she did her job 100%, led her team, made the big shots when she needed to, and they got the ball game. So 41-35 in a battle for the EBC as Salem takes down Marlington tonight. I want to thank John Taggart, Tegan Evans, and Big Jack Horn for coming on with me tonight. We'll be back here at Marlington on Friday night, as well as Saturday afternoon, as Marlington boys play Minerva on Friday night, and the Lady Dukes will take on the Lady Leopards of Louisville. And then Saturday night, I believe we are at Louisville. So plenty of opportunities to check us out. We appreciate you coming on with us. And until next time, everybody, have a great night.